Oops. I don't know. I still don't know why it does that. It's like it only picks up that. It's really odd. All right, so we got that there, there, and let's see here. There we go. Cool. Good stuff. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Here.
All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. So, Turnaround Tuesday. It was an interesting one for sure. So, today we're going to talk about why Jeff Bezos was laughing at something simple today. So pretty cool stuff. Everything we're going to talk about, though, is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So, please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off in the market here today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. And then we'll go through the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, guys. So SPX down about 8 points here today. Ended up pushing the monthly chart red. So after all that work getting green again, we're back to red. So let's see what happens here. This is the last week of the month, right? So even though Monday is a day of the month, it's a holiday for the stock market. So for Memorial Day, so the market will be closed on Monday. So this is the last official trading week of the month, and it feels like we're starting to kind of volume starting to dry up a little bit. Maybe folks are going on vacation a little bit early, but either way, right? A red month is not necessarily ominous, but it's we talked about when the top is in, right? It usually starts with a red month, right? And then we get some follow through. So let's keep an eye on that. Weekly chart again. We tried to take the inside week up, but kind of with not a lot of authority so far here. But McClellan oscillator is still over the plus 100 level. Again, it was very important to take out Friday's highs, and we did that on Monday. But today we kind of came back in range right here. So the real question is it just a little bit of a pullback? We're going to get some more upside, or is it the start of maybe a bigger move down? And so the bigger move down that we're talking about is maybe not that big, right? So one of the things that we can see here on the intraday chart is the potential here for a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, right? So this we could be in with a wave 5 right here. We could be working on an A, kind of B, C type move down right here over the next couple days. And it's possible, right? We might drift down a little bit and get that 618 pullback, right, to get a subwave 2, right? So this is basically forming a larger wave 1, ABC wave 2, and then we get a 3 of 3, right, to work its way up. So we would expect off of that gap fill, if we start to see some impulsive action after that, that we'd see some more upside, right? So we'll see how that goes going into the rest of the week. So let's take a look here at the S&P futures, see what we're up to or down to here this evening. So far, actually looking kind of in line with what we're discussing here. So a little bit bullish, right? We're up $7.50 right now. We have a nice climb right here, right? So as you can see, right, we kind of have this A-ish, B, C type move. Maybe the first part of that ABC move. We're kind of seeing this A, maybe B, C type move right here. So let's see how it goes going into tomorrow. Again, it's kind of tight. Choppy price action here, but generally working its way up. I don't really have a lot of geometric levels to draw here tonight. I mean, kind of the big ones have already been taken out, right? These are kind of the main ones right here that we're tracking. But we did have a nice breakdown here intraday on the ES to get things going, but then a lot of chop after that, right? So we got through this here after hours. And let's see, so here we're basically kind of dealing with this, right? If you want to get really specific, right, we got this, and we're kind of drifting below this this tighter trend line. But if we start to work our way up, right, this might turn into a pivot point. We can stretch a geometric line through there, especially if we hit those highs. So let's kind of draw that for now and see if that holds, and then this will kind of give us a guide to look at going through the rest of the evening. So good stuff there. All right, well let's take a look at the topic here tonight. So again, today's topic is why Jeff Bezos was laughing at something simple today. So look at him laughing there, right? So why would Jeff Bezos be laughing at something simple today? Well, I mean, not to kind of downplay the event, right? So Amazon, it was just announced that that Washington D.C., right? So D.C. Attorney General files antitrust suit against Amazon today. So that was kind of a big deal, right? So and what was the reason for that? Why did they set that antitrust lawsuit? So basically what they're saying is that that Amazon has monopoly power over its third-party sellers. Okay, but how do they do that, right? So I mean, it's not like they're selling on Amazon. Well, what they're doing is they're saying they can't sell whatever they're selling on Amazon on any other website cheaper than what they're selling on Amazon. So they basically what they're saying is you can't undersell us on Amazon. and the Attorney General of DC thinks that's a antitrust type thing. They're suing Amazon over it, right? So, I mean, we could debate that, all night long, or at least for a while, of whether or not that's, that makes sense or not. But right, I mean, it makes sense for Amazon. I mean, certainly. I mean, I'm sure they're trying to flex their muscles, but it's like, why, if you're going to sell on our website, which gets the most, probably folks get the most, third-party sellers probably get the most out of their sales through Amazon, very possibly, right? And so, why would they undercut themselves? Why would they kind of stop a good thing right there? So it's kind of interesting to see how it goes. But was Bezos laughing about that today? No, he wasn't laughing about that, right? That's not super duper funny, right? Nobody wants to be in that situation. But I'm sure they'll rigorously defend themselves. I think the spokesperson already came out and kind of defended. Let's see if we got right here. I think somebody might have said some Amazon leads higher consumer prices, but anyway, interesting stuff, right? So there was a statement out there. I saw it earlier through our news feed in Discord today, and but a statement basically just defending the Amazon position. But interesting stuff, right? So what was he laughing about? Well, I'm sure he's laughing about this reversal, right? So we got a big dip buy here today. So how did this reversal work? Well, this was a news reversal, guys. We've covered that before. If you guys haven't seen the video on our rubber band trades, this is exactly what it is, right? So this is anytime you get news that really moves the stock in a certain direction like that, you can always look for the rubber band. You can see I've already drawn it right here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a clear chart so you guys can see it. Okay, so with the rubber band move, we like to look at the 15-minute chart, and we like to wait until that 15-minute candle is basically done, right? And so what we can see here is that here's the news candle right here. You can see all the volume that came in it. You can see this nice news candle right here, and what we do is we draw a Fibonacci move on it. And so our goal is for the rubber band trade is to trade off of the 236 once we can confirm back off of the 236 and take a shot back up to either the 618, right, or the ADMA. Okay, so you can see it actually hit both of these over the 236 day, hit the 618, and it hit the ADMA before it kind of stalled out a little bit and then kept going. Right, there's actually kind of a sideways head and shoulders pattern here intraday. Right, so you can kind of see this, shoulder, right, shoulder, head, right, sideways head and shoulders move right there, and then boom, nice momentum move through there, and they kind of finished it up for the end of the day. But this is what we look for. This is the rubber band trade. So we go to the 15-minute candle, we look for the close of the 236, we go to the shorter term time frame to find that, right? So if we go here for Amazon, if we go to this shorter term time frame, what we'll see is what happened is that we got a breakdown right here, and then this is the end of the 15-minute candle and started to work its way back up, and then we closed on this candle, nice inside candle that closed above the 236. So what we can do is we can look to get long over this candle right here, and you can see we got a nice move off of that level right there. So that was really 32.29 all the way up to 32.34. So that gave a nice 5-point move right there. And then if you're trailing candle by candle, this got you to the 618. I'm sorry, the ADMA on the 15-minute chart. And that was, the entry right here, 228, right? That was almost a 20-point move to get all the way to the ADMA. So really incredible stuff, right? And so what's another clue that's on here other than just getting above the 236 and confirming above it here on the 5-minute chart? What's one of the big clues to say that, hey, this move maybe is capitulating, right? So maybe it's done. The volume, right? Look at the volume that came in on this this big lower shadow candle right here. Buyers were stepping up and sellers were covering, right? Shorts were covering. Because obviously this is a good short opportunity right here. But everybody knows that in intraday, especially on a Tuesday, Amazon can get a little bit jumpy, right, on the options, right? And so and the spreads get wild, especially when the volatility picks up. But you got a big lower shadow here with huge increasing volume, right? And that's kind of your sign that, hey, this move might be kind of wearing out like a little bit, right? So you can see it closed up with increasing volume right there, and that volume push shows that buyers were stepping in and sellers were covering. And then you got a nice pause candle right here, and we could look to enter above that candle right here. And like we said, I got a nice 5-point move right here to the 618 for the trade, right? Which was great because it ended up pulling back right to the entry, but never took you out. Right, and then for the big move right here was candle by candle by candle by candle to get to the ultimately the 618 retrace. And so Jeff Bezos is laughing his way all the way to the bank because he gets to stay either, what is he, the 1 or 2 richest person in the world. Apparently, the other richest person in the world is not Elon Musk. He's in the number 3 slot right now. Apparently, it's Arnaud out of France, who owns like a bunch of luxury brands, right? So like Louis Vuitton and all that stuff or whatever it is. So he's the richest dude, right? And but Bezos is close behind. So, but it's funny how the movement of the stock, right, can affect like who's the richest person in the world, right? So he's kind of laughing his way to the bank on that one today on something very simple. And what was the simple thing? A rubber band, right? Just a rubber band news move on that one. So pretty cool stuff there. We'll see what kind of follow through we get tomorrow. We'll see if there's any upgrades or downgrades, stuff like that, or if there's any follow through on that. But anyway. Good stuff, guys. Hopefully you guys found that helpful. At this point now, if anybody's got any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So coming in from Twitter, we've got a request from PS for GME. So guys, the meme names were particularly strong today, and we had an initial harmonic move that projected the move on GME up to the 3.618 extension, right? So about 526. Now we kind of went sideways on that through there, but if you kind of dig in a little bit deeper, you can see we did get another harmonic move here, right? So let me get a clear chart off of this here, and you can see see how deep this retrace was, about an 886 right there, a little bit more than an 886, right? So you can see this move ended up giving us a harmonic here to here to here, right? And you can see how far is this thing going to go. What we would do is we'd probably just estimate maybe a 1.618 type expansion here from the lows to the highs and back down to here, right? And you can see we got pretty close. I mean, we're all at the 1227 right here, so that could be a potential area of interest. We found some resistance here, obviously previously, but then the top is the 1.618, which takes us to about 225, 227. So keep an eye on that. If it does get up here, look for a potential pullback, maybe back to the cloud or something like that. So that's looking pretty interesting there. So good stuff. Really appreciate it. Shirley, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look and see what you got. So you got RVLV. Let's take a look. So Revolve, looking pretty interesting right here. I'd be a little bit cautious of this retrace. We had a big drop here recently. We did get back over the ADMA, and we did have some volume here today. Just watch your 618, right? See how that holds a potential bearish retrace. Just a little bit of caution there. Futu is a popular name these days. Another meme name. So interesting push here as well. This is not a harmonic move, right? Unless you take a look at it from here to here to here. It could be, but it's pretty sloppy. So just be careful with this one. I like the volume here today. I don't like the upper shadow off the 50-day. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on there. WB for Weibo, yeah, nice strong candle right here over the 50-day and piercing the daily cloud. Let's see if that can get some follow through there. And PD, let's take a look. So PD, nice here over the 200-day moving average, and it's got a little bit of room to get to the 50-day. So let's see if it can get there or not. But good stuff. Really appreciate that one. And then one more, BSY. Let's take a look. BSY. BSY with a good push here, right? So nice move. Again, recent retrace was clearly viable, right? So that came right to the golden zone bottom and then ended up bouncing right here. So you can follow through. I'd be a little bit careful with this one for chasing. But I think this one, Sky, had, I think they had some news today. Yeah, they acquired somebody, a cloud tech firm or something like that. So anyway, pretty interesting stuff. So keep an eye on it, see if it gets any follow through. But this is a tough area to chase right here. So a little bit of caution there. Good stuff. Really appreciate it, Shirley. Hope you're doing great out there. James, what's happening? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing great. Yeah, let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla, guys, with an inside day. Let me get you a clear chart right here. Let me get you a clearer chart. If I can. Wow, we mark up some Tesla charts, that's for sure. But anyway, good stuff right here. Inside day. Holding the ADMA, nice rising ADMA in 50 days, so that's good. What we really want to see now is if Tesla can break over the inside day high and give us a breakout, right? So that'd be pretty nice right here. We got a closing gap up here, so let's see if we can try to do that. If not, maybe it'll just kind of chill you chopping right up the 200 days, so that could be interesting there too. Good find on that one, James. Love it. Otas, good to see you. Let's take a look and see what you got. You got Baidu on the radar today. Yeah, so that was a nice one here. This was, we were expecting a little bit more action on it. It gave a good move at the open today, and it's kind of chopped around and gave us a triangle down. Right, so a lot of the Chinese names were looking pretty strong this morning. Most of them were gapping up today, and we just couldn't really see a lot of follow through on it. Be a little bit careful here. It might be working on a sideways head and shoulders, so we'll see how that goes going into tomorrow. Mr. Softy, again, really tight range right here. Keep an eye on the daily chart, right? Possible doji sandwich to the upside, so definitely want to keep an eye on here. And Twitter, let's take a look at Twitter. So Twitter also with kind of a doji sandwich type move. So it got measured move up, possibly another measured move up. Guys, it's starting to test the gap, right? So it could be gap resistance. I don't like this volume to get us into the gap. They're going to have to step it up to get in there. But we know Kathy Wood's been accumulating it, right? So hopefully it'll get going for it and work its way up to the 50-day. So let's see how that goes there on Twitter. Good stuff. Looks like maybe GME and then AMC. I know exactly. Another squeeze again? Possibly. Yeah, AMC was actually particularly strong. What I liked about AMC going into today is that it actually had an upgrade, right? We talked about this this harmonic move here, which looks like it's playing out pretty nicely. 1, 2, 1, 2. Could be working on a wave 3 of 3 here on AMC. AMC could go, and they had an upgrade today. It wasn't an amazing upgrade, right? It was like what was it? Citigroup. They adjusted it, right? So they still have a sell rating on it, but they raised the price target though from $2 to $3.70, so less than the price of a movie ticket. But anyway, but good strong candle today. So I think that got things a little bit interesting. But yeah, the meme stocks were hot today, so we'll see. We'll see if we can get some follow through on that. And Mike, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a PLPY. Let's see. So this name here is struggling, right? So it got out of the channel right here, and it's just kind of working on this this geometric down move, right? So just a little bit of caution there. Let's see. It's kind of holding this. Just see how it goes right here. I mean, we're basically channeling back down. In fact, I can draw a channel here now. There. Right, and there. So kind of handling that pretty interesting. So see if it breaks down here, if it hits the 50-day moving average, right, or if it tries to break out of it. But it, channeled up, it's channeling down, right? We'll look for some confirmation above it and see if it's ready to go. So good stuff there. Rao, what's going on? Good to see you. Woo! Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Kamar, what's happening? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look at Apple and see how it's doing here. So Apple here, again, Apple a day, right? So inside day, try to take it up, but failed, right? Came back in and back down with increasing volume here today. It was a choppy, sloppy day. We pointed out the potential for a reversal on this one. It actually gave a really smaller term time frame setup for us here intraday, but pulled all the way back very, very quickly to the signal zone, kind of chopped there. So let's see how that goes. Increased volume on a red candle, right? So a little bit of caution off of that. So and back below the 50-day moving average, but still above the 8. So that's looking okay. So good stuff there. And then the Qs. So Q's looking pretty interesting, right? Also looking kind of like a harmonic move right here. Maybe have finished the first wave up too. See how that holds. And again, we kind of broke down below the trend box here initially and are still holding above it. So let's see if the Q's can keep going too. So good stuff there. ZK, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at Dash. So Dash, guys, woo! Talk about an inside week, right? I mean, this thing is just double inside week right here. Look at this. Just contained within itself, right? It's almost like they're all inside, just all within this move right here. So at this point now, I'd look and see if it tries to break out of a pennant right here, or if it just kind of just continues to triangulate and then gives us some clues maybe in a week or so. So keep an eye on that one there. Beyond can probably do the same thing, right? Had a decent candle yesterday. Not a huge fan of the upper shadow, but an inside day, and we'll see if that breaks out one way or the other on this one. Neo gave a stellar push at the open, but couldn't get over the bow tie right here of the 50 and the 200, and left with an upper shadow right there. So basically some resistance and back down. So, but it did give a strong move at the open for Neo. And then W day. Let's take a look. Yeah, so W day kind of like a triple pause. It's kind of grinding its way up right here. This is a tough one. It looks like we got earnings coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow after hours. So just kind of keep an eye on that, see how it goes after earnings, and then we'll see if we can get some clear direction. So good stuff there. Ron, what's happening? Good to see you. Let's take a look at Snap. Snap Attack. Let's take a look. Woo! All the way back up here, guys. We pointed out that unusual call activity in the bubble report last week, and we did get some nice follow-through on that one to finally get to the geometric line. Now we're left with an inside day rejecting the geo line, right? So let's see if we can take that inside day up and try to give us a breakout here on Snap, maybe going into tomorrow. And then Neo, we just looked at, again, same thing, big upper shadow there off of the bow tie. So good stuff there. And the Nest, you got ENV. Let's take a look. So ENV, again, very, very similar, right? Big push up to the 50-day and just couldn't get above it. CMG, again, always a tricky name, right? Especially on the intraday, but inside day, where's the stock split on this one, right? So, and then Ulta, again, interesting on this one here too. We did get a green candle here, but low volume. We got earnings coming up, looks like Thursday after hours. Keep an eye on that for Ulta. That could be an interesting one too. Cool one. What's happening? Good to see you. Let's take a look at ZS. Let's take a look. So ZS has earnings, or had it. Ooh, we got a nice move up here after hours. Look at that. Wow, it was a good find on this one. Let's take a look and see where we're at on ZS. That was a big move on this. Yeah, big move into some selling pressure. So be a little bit careful on this one. I like the move. Watch it. I think, if you held it overnight, if you were in it, whatever, I think it's probably be okay. But if you're day trading it, look for a potential fade on this if it can't get above these levels up here, right? So this is a fade or chop, right? So a little bit of caution. But if there's good volume coming in, we get increasing volume candles on the intraday, it might be one to also look at too to see if it wants to at least get up to the 200 level. So something to keep an eye on there too. Great stuff. For a long, yeah, I would just say, day trade wise, I would just, see what type of price action we get. But yeah, usually, names that start to really work their way long usually have good earnings, right? So let's look for that and maybe look for a retrace. But you can kind of consider this kind of a 1-2, maybe part of a wave 3. Maybe it works up a little bit, and then see if the next retrace wave 4 can get you in on a long. So keep an eye on that. Good stuff. I love it. ABCD, what's happening? Good to see it. 1, 2, 3, 4. TTD and NVIDIA. Let's take a look at this. So TTD over the 80 MA with a nice push up there. And NVIDIA, let's take a look. NVIDIA with a potential pause day here today. It could be working on a reversal, but it looks okay after hours so far. So let's see how it holds going into tomorrow morning. Yeah, it's us. My pleasure. And 2020, what's going on? BB getting tight too. Nice. Yeah, so BB, a little. This is kind of a meme name. How did BBBY end up doing today? By the way, they didn't buy this one either. So I guess they didn't they skipped the beginning of the alphabet. Well, they went to AMC and skipped over B, right? So BB getting tight with the meme stocks. Right, keep an eye on this one too. Yeah, it's getting really tight. So let's see if we can break out of there. And cool. And what is the best moving average on reversal and weekly or daily? I mean, it's big picture type stuff. I mean, a lot of folks like to trade the 50-day. A lot of times you get bigger bounces off the 200. The first time a 50-day is tagged is normally, in a while, is normally where you get kind of a bounce. You can see BB, he got really close to the 50-day and kind of got going. But then the next time is just like, and then it got under it, right? So here's your first hit off the 200-day to get going. The weekly chart, the big one on the weekly is your 30 weekly moving average. That's a really big one to keep an eye on there too. So those are some pretty important ones. So and the 50-day, right? It's a big one. A lot of institutions like to look at that. So good stuff there. Yeah. And 2020, so RSI, let's take a look. So let's see. So we've got Rush Street Interactive. Big upper shadow on this one, but it is hanging over the 80 MA, so that's a good thing. And then Slugger, Super League Gaming. Green day today, but again, still low volume. Let's see how it does through this conference call, I guess, that's coming up and how that holds up. Come on, yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And Raul, let's take a look at ENPH and take a look. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so great stuff. Awesome. Thanks. I really appreciate it. And nice over the 80 MA right here. Possible bull flag. I'd like to see it get some strength and get over the 50 day. This is a tough name to trade, guys. Options are really tricky on this name. They're spready and thinly traded, so a little bit of caution there too. So then SGME monthly breakout, yeah, for sure. Big move on that one there today. And again, looking like that harmonic type move too. So just kind of look at that next harmonic level, the 1.618 we were talking about. And Win kind of hanging in here too. I think that, when Amazon was announcing they were buying MGM Studios, like MGM stock, right, the casino started to move. And I think the other casinos kind of started to move with it. And then it just kind of came back down. It's like, oh, wait, they're not buying a casino. So anyway, so it would be interesting though if Amazon did though. So, but anyway, maybe Jeff Bezos would be laughing about something else too. But good stuff, guys. Wow, really great questions tonight and awesome chart requests, and I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're new here, be sure to click the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification button too so you can see when we put our videos out during the day. We got a good morning video, a lunch video, and a market wrap video, including going live at the end of the day here. So hopefully you guys found it helpful and maybe took away a couple things or found some cool charts tonight. And once again, I really appreciate everybody for being here. We'll see all our Bubble Report members bright and early tomorrow morning and also in the Discord too. So again, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And we'll